It's Friday, April 3rd, and I know that because I paid rent. Yes, very late on Friday, April the 3rd. It is about 7:30 p.m. I don't know if you can hear it. Luckily, it's quiet, but I do have a humidifier, whatever, going in the other room. They had a contractor come in to look at my problem with the whole wet carpet, leaky water situation over in the corner. And he was looking at something underneath my dishwasher. I feel like they've looked at the dishwasher before, and that was not it. But he didn't know that they were working on the air conditioner in the apartment on the other side of the wall. So he brought in his, dehumidifier. I think because it sucks the water out of the air, or it sucks the water, supposedly, dries things out. So it'd be a dehumidifier, correct? Science? I don't know. But luckily this one's quieter, and there's no fan. There's no fan going, so it's a little bit quieter. But yeah, I guess their air conditioner over there froze up or something, and I think it might have done that last year too, maybe. Their air conditioner isn't working. So he brought that here a couple days ago. And he came once to check on the situation, dump it for me, and but I already knew from other times that it's a different humidifier than I've had in here before, and he has it in the kitchen. I don't even know if I still need to run it. I don't know. It keeps getting water in it, so maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's where that situation is with the water and all that, and it has been rainy the last couple days. In fact, I haven't been to Parks and Rec the last 2 days because there's no, very waterlogged. Especially Thursday was really, I think that day it was raining. It had been raining and it was still raining. So yeah, it ended up not going that day or today. So I got extra sleep, but still tired as shit. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't sure if the contractor was going to come in today or not, because I thought about doing the weekly question. But then I was like, well, I don't want to be in the middle of the question and him come in here, whatever. They always knock. It's not like they just barge in, and see me with my pants down or anything. But I didn't want to be in the middle of doing something and then have to stop. So, but I figure it's 7:30 at night on a Friday, especially on a Friday. That's gonna be fine. I guess health-wise, the update for the week is they said something about my EKG coming back. They called me again today for some reason. But I was like, you already gave me the results from my EKG, and it's like, I feel like I got basic bitch, the same things they tell everybody, we want you to eat healthier. They haven't, I guess, maybe I finally got to the point where they're telling me to eat less cheeseburgers. I already said that. I guess I'm pre-diabetic. So, but if I've been eating this shitty for 46 years and I'm still just pre-diabetic, I think I'm doing okay on that. But they didn't want me to, eat more fruits and vegetables and, a healthier diet, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I do a little bit more exercise, on purpose, I guess, for some reason. I feel like I do plenty of workout at both jobs. Even though, Wednesday I did go to Parks and Rec Wednesday, but it was raining that day too, and it had been raining, and basically we just drove around in the truck and was looking at trash, making sure trash was fine, looking for downed limbs and that sort of thing. Spent a lot of time in the truck, especially when it was, because it was like, it would like be not raining, but then like misting or, you know, spitting, whatever. And then it would be like downpouring, or not really downpouring, but you know, it'd be raining pretty good. So, you know, we just take a little break, you know, not get out of the truck while it rained, you know. But yeah, spent a lot of time just kind of driving around to the parks and looking at things and making sure everything was kosher, you know. But so I mean, that was maybe not my most active day, but you know, whatever. But yeah, I don't feel like there was anything dramatic, like, you know, it's not like there were 7 days, you know, like there wasn't anything that was like, you know, like out of what I feel like the norm is, what they tell everybody, you know. It's kind of like eat healthier, exercise more, you know, okay, whatever. I don't feel like there was anything dramatic, like I said, but there again, I don't know why they called me again today, unless they just didn't realize they already called me about my EKG. I don't know. But I guess the labs that I did, the labs is what something, I don't know. She said a lot of stuff all at once, and it was like something was high, and it was like, I remember the words pre-diabetic, which is probably like why it would be better to send this in an email, and then I could read it and like maybe pay attention, or if I forget, when I inevitably forget all the words you said in a clump, I could look back at it and reread it and be like, oh, okay, that's what, something was high, I don't know, Lil Jon was probably high at some point, I would think, like, I don't know, some pre-diabetic, that's all I remember. I guess that's the important, like, bullet point, you know, and you know, like I said, the basic stuff I feel like they tell everybody, you know, like, eat better, exercise more, blah, 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 blah. You know, obviously go to the doctor, go to the, you know, if, go seek help if I feel short of breath or dizzy or anything. I'm short of breath right now because of allergies, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll know where the line is if it gets crossed, I suppose. But so far, no, it's just, you know, allergies and shit. So, other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot going on. So, I did forget last week, I was going to include a clip last week from my first week back at Parks and Rec, because if you watched the video of me coming home from the Weston Waterfall weekend, from the train, from the Amtrak, I actually got a chance to film the soccer field, and I was like, hey, that's the soccer field, I mow that. And the first thing that I mowed this year was the soccer field. So I got the footage from the Amtrak train coming back into town, you know, and then I filmed myself actually mowing the soccer field. But I forgot to insert that clip last week, so I'll do it at the end of this video here. I have it downloaded from my Facebook. We're all good to go. Yeah, this weekend I get to just rest and relax, and then next weekend is the Titanic thing at Union Station. So, we're gonna go do that. And they decided to go to Minsky's Pizza for lunch, so I will get a chance to try Minsky's Pizza. Since I didn't get a chance, you know, since I went for Ethiopian food and lemon blueberry pancakes the next morning. Because I was gonna have Minsky's for lunch on Sunday, and then I had those lemon blueberry pancakes, which were really good and a very good choice. And so I'll try Minsky's some other time, you know. So, and apparently next weekend is when I will try it. So, yeah, Daddy. Okay. No, I'm at the age I have to be the daddy, and that fucking sucks. Like, I need somebody to pay my bills. Like, this is bullshit. This is such bullshit. But anyway, this week's questiones, if I can spin the wheel here. What activity would you do if you were brave enough? Mountain climbing, deep sea diving. What activity would I do if I were brave enough? I've always kind of thought about skydiving. Skydiving has seemed interesting to me because it's probably the closest you'll ever feel to like actually flying. So that would probably this week might be short and sweet, but the answer, because yeah, skydiving is something that I think, you know, I would always like to try. But now it's like I don't I don't know. I mean, I could still do it. I don't know. I guess, you know. But I don't know about all that wind in my face, especially like even if it's warm. Because sometimes if like cool air gets like all that wind blowing in my face, I don't know. Sometimes if like, especially during the winter, I haven't had like trouble because it's been windy a lot lately too. But it's been warm, so it hasn't been as bad. But like, if it's cold wind blowing in my face, but I wouldn't think you'd go. I mean, I guess you could go skydiving in the winter. I don't know. Do they do that? I don't know. But I know that the cold air hitting my face, it kind of like chokes me, you know. So I don't know about all that wind hitting me in the face. That might like, you know, take my breath away or something, because it's like I think I get to the point where it's like it's the best way I've always been able to describe it, and I've probably said this multiple times by now, but it's like when you step in a cold shower and you know like you don't know the water's cold. Who steps in a shower? I don't understand. Why are you standing in the shower to turn the water on? Turn the water on, make sure it's the temperature you want it to be, and then get in. Like, I just science, you know, like it makes sense. But you know, like you get in the shower and you turn it on and it's cold and you kind of go like you know that you know that just that jerk reaction, whatever, like that's kind of what happens to me with like cold air. A lot of times it's like I get to where like I feel like I can't breathe because the air is like, you know, like hitting me, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be that cold of air, because I remember we were out on a boat, but that was kind of fall, so I guess the air was a little bit cool, maybe, being out on the water. It's one of the times we went to, I don't think it was Mom's birthday trip. I don't know. We were in an Airbnb somewhere. And the guy had a boat, and he took us out on his boat, and it's like, at one point, I think, and also, like, the water was, like, splashing in my face, so I think that was making it worse, too. but, so, I mean, I guess that was fall, so the water might have been kind of cool, but then it's like, I just kind of, like, sat a different direction, and then the wind wasn't bothering me as much, so... or it's like I can just like put my face down, like when Sean and I did the ducks in Hot Springs. I guess that was March. That was like so it wasn't like it was, you know, the dead of summer where everything was like heat hot. You know, I guess that wind might have been a little bit cool as well, but you know, because it's open, you know, the air is open. So it didn't bother me when we were like driving slower, but when we were like traveling down the highway at a higher rate of speed, you know, that wind was like hitting me in the face, and it's like I just kind of had to like go down like this and cover my mouth so that the wind wasn't hitting me as much, you know. I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's like just like I said, a knee-jerk reaction of something that I do when like the cold air hits me, and I just kind of like, you know, kind of like do like that, and like, especially if the wind continues to hit me and I don't get a break from it, you know. I don't know if it's purely psychological, if it's like a physical reaction. I don't know if it's something I can control, if I just don't like freak out about it, just don't have a panic attack or whatever. But I don't know. But it's something. So that's kind of one of the things that's always concerned me with going skydiving is, other than hitting the ground, I guess. I mean, it's great while you're woo. And it's like, oh, the ground's getting closer, but my parachute never opened, and I mean, it's great until it's scary, I guess. I don't know. I mean, your parachute would probably open. You'd probably be fine. But it's like all that wind hitting me in the face. I don't know if I would have that same reaction to it or not, because it would be a lot of wind. You'd be traveling at a high rate of speed, toward the ground. I know they used to do it over in Lexington, because we would see the planes going overhead, and we'd see like people dropping, not like flies, maybe, but and then their parachutes would open and they'd be swooping down, and I mean, it looked kind of cool. I think that would be neat, to just be high above the world, and like slowly, not so slowly, like, shoot down toward the earth, and just feel like flying, basically. Does it really feel like flying, or does it feel more like falling? I don't, because flying, you like woo, not swoosh. Like I don't know if it would be quite the same sensation. It's not like you're going up from the ground. You're going toward the ground. That's falling, not flying. I guess if you have one of those little like squirrel suits or whatever, you might be able to like kind of soar, but you're still declining. I don't know. But that's something that I've always kind of thought was something cool to do. Though I would never do it. Well, for one, I mean, I don't even know how much that costs, but I'm sure there's somewhere around here you could do that, because I don't think they do it over in Lexington anymore. I don't think so. I'm sure there's someplace you could do it. I mean, obviously, people still do it, so you have to be able to do it somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, that would probably be my answer to that one. So, there's your answer to your question for the week. And I'll be back next Friday, at least. I'm hoping... I'm going to be mad if the new Mountain Dew comes out this weekend when I'm not at the store so that I can buy it. Marilee said she's going to check at the at the Quick Trip. She's going to visit her mom this weekend. So, and I guess it's Easter. I kind of forget that. So I guess Happy Easter if you celebrate or whatever. But yeah, so there should maybe this week there might be a new Mountain Dew to try. Maybe, we shall see. But I'll definitely be back next Friday, hopefully a little bit earlier, maybe, with next week's question, and then like I said, the immersive Titanic thing, that little adventure. I think you're allowed to film it more so than when Sean and I went to Branson, because the first part of the Titanic museum or experience, whatever you want to call it, in Branson, you couldn't film it or take pictures. It had something to do with copyright. I don't know. But once you got to the grand staircase, then you could take pictures and do whatever you wanted. But it looked like, because the one of the facts online, when I was looking at their website, it said, can you take pictures or whatever? And they're like, yeah, take pictures, take blah, 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 blah. But I mean, a funny story about that is I'm an idiot. What else is new? 4 minutes. Rude. Because we were looking up times for it. If you buy your tickets in advance, they want to know, I guess, like what time you're going to be there, or what, you know. I don't think they do it in 30-minute increments. I don't know, but it was like 10:30. It was like 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30. And that's all the times that I saw. And I'm like, but it's the weekend before it closes. So I thought, oh, well, they must just really cut back the times, I guess. Because I thought 11:30 was the last time that you could buy tickets. And there's this whole other tab to the side of afternoon, times that go all the way till 5 p.m. So I think we're good. But anyway, so that's next weekend. I have 3 minutes of taping time left now. I'm going to make it. So that's all coming up. I'll see you for what I see you, of course. And here's your clip of me mowing the field.